11. Come on. All right, you ready? Everybody here? Family, friends, and guests, please rise for the processional. Good morning and welcome to the 2021 Southside College of Health Sciences Imaging Commencement Ceremony. I will now ask Joseph Mazzoui, Director of Mission at Southside Medical Center, to begin our ceremony with a word of prayer.
Good morning, graduates, family, friends, those gathered physically and also virtually. Today we gather to celebrate your call and that generous response that you've had to that call. A call to grow, to learn, to think more about who we are and how we live out our gifts. A call that has been supported and nurtured by those gathered with us. Look around, you see your colleagues, you see your friends, you see family members, both physically and in place, and that's a reminder of the blessings that God has wrapped us with. And finally, a call and response that hasn't only taken place in a vacuum, but rather in the midst of a pandemic, which you have courageously responded to, and in the midst of an uncertainty, and also in the midst of movement toward greater justice and equity, both within our healthcare system and our country. So we thank you for answering that call to continue to advocate for our patients and community. And so I offer this prayer and this blessing as we remember the entirety of the community that supports and loves and gathers for you. Let us pray. O loving God, we gather on this day as a community, both in person and virtually, to give gratitude for the generous call and response for the men and women that gather before us today. They have answered your call of service and your call of prayer and ministry. Through their participation in your healing ministry, may they reveal your love and kindness to our patients, to the patients that they will serve, and to the family members that they support. May they always advocate and care for our patients and those in need. We also give gratitude for all those gathered, family, friends, classmates, colleagues, Thank you for the support, for the way that they have embodied your love by nurturing this call and nurturing this response. We ask that you bless our graduation today, and may each of us gathered respond to that call that you give each of us to work towards helping to further the building of a more just and peaceful world. We ask all these things in your holy name. Amen.
Please be seated. At this time, I would like to ask Ms. Swanford, the Vice President of Southside College of Health Sciences, to come forward with the welcome.
Good morning, and what a year. My name is Cynthia Swineford, and I'm the Vice President of Southside College of Health Sciences. On behalf of Southside Medical Center Hospital Administration, the faculty and staff of Southside College of Health Sciences, I extend greetings to each one of you on this very special day in the lives of these graduates. We are most especially glad that you are here to celebrate with them. I'd like to ask you to take a moment to review the benefactors that are listed in the programs. These organizations and their members have helped to make today possible for many of our students by their generous contributions and gifts. The faculty, staff, and I would like to personally thank these individuals and the organizations for the roles that they have played in helping our students achieve these goals. To the staff, faculty, and program directors of Southside College of Health Sciences, I want to thank you for your devotion and dedication to quality education. To you, the family, the friends, and significant others of these graduates, thank you for being here today. I can assure you that today would not have been possible without your love, your support, and your encouragement and guidance. I'm sure that there have been many times over the past few years that you have wondered if today would ever arrive. You have sacrificed along the way, either by time, money. Received today belongs in part to you as well. Graduates, I want to congratulate you once again on your accomplishments. We are proud of you, and we wish you all the best that life has to offer. In addition to the diploma that the graduates will be receiving today, a pin will be presented to them, welcoming them into the profession. It is my honor to introduce our keynote speaker today for the imaging programs. Wendy Linhart is the Director of Radiology at Community Memorial Hospital in South Hill, Virginia, which is a part of the VCU health system. Wendy has been with CMH for over 25 years, where she initially worked as a multimodality technologist, performing x-rays, angiography, CT, MR, ultrasound, and nuclear medicine. As a jack of all trades, she climbed the ladder at CMH, moving into a supervisory role early in her career, and she has been the director there for the last 19 years. Wendy is one of our own. She attended radiology school at Southside Regional Medical Center, graduating at the top of her class in 1995, and she later obtained her bachelor's degree in radiation science from Florida Hospital College of Health Sciences. Most recently, she graduated from Liberty University in 2015 with her Master of Arts in Executive Leadership. During her tenure at CMH, she has served as chairman for many committees and projects, but some of the most important to her were serving on the Capital Campaign Cabinet, which raised millions of dollars for the addition of the Care Building to the new hospital, and co-chairing a committee to reopen and outfit a completely empty and closed hospital into a fully functional potential COVID facility in less than a month last year at the start of the pandemic. Wendy is the mother of 3 children, and she has 1 grandson. She resides in Chase City, where she is an active member of New Hope Baptist Church. She serves as chairman of the Deacons, young adult Sunday school teacher, and is commissioned as a foreign missionary. Please join me in welcoming Wendy to the stage.
Good morning, and first and foremost, I would like to wish the graduating class of 2021 congratulations. We are lucky that we can join today and celebrate with you for this occasion. I would also like to thank Stacy Ziffy and her team for inviting me to speak with you today. As they said, I am the director at CMH, and I may be a little biased because I am an alumni of this program, but I just have to share that the graduates from this program have been some of the finest technologists and students that I've had come through my department. So I look forward to hearing great things from you all and you all carrying on that tradition. Like I said, I was a student in this program from 1993 to 1995. Our classroom was in the old hospital, of course, and I think I have a few that may remember this, but our classroom was actually in the stairwell. It was a little L-shaped room. We couldn't even fit all the students on one side, so you had a few students sit on one side of the L, a few on the other, and the teacher had to be in the top corner. So it was an interesting setup, but we had a lot of fun times and learned a lot in that little corner of the stairwell. And I was sharing with some of the folks, back then, I don't know if any of y'all remember where Ions Hall is, but there was actually a dorm room. Students from Richard Bland College and the nursing program could stay in that dorm, and they had one room designated for radiology program if someone needed a dorm. Well, luckily, I was the only person that wasn't local, so I got that dorm room to myself. But I think I was so nervous when I moved in. My mom and my sister helped me move all my stuff in. And then once they left and I was getting settled, going to get out my beautiful uniform for the next day, I noticed I forgot to get all of my clothes out of my sister's trunk. So I had no clothes. I had to call them to meet me back in South Hill so I could get all my clothes. Well, that hospital is no longer there, and technology has grown by leaps and bounds since that time. But I can recall back my least favorite room, and I know as students we all have least favorite either procedures or topics or things, but my least favorite room was an old GE room, and it was a large generator and had all these turn dial knobs. And I think we were all a little intimidated. Kim, do you remember that room? You do. And it's like, it didn't even have a mass button. It had MA and time separated, so you had to multiply decimals. It was very intimidating, so I was elated when they removed that room. But I remember after I graduated, I did work at Southside for a couple months before I moved back to my hometown. But when I went to interview in South Hill at the facility that I work with now, I was touring, and they only had 3 x-ray rooms. I looked at the first one, and I was confident it was a room similar to what we had, so I knew I'd be good with that one. Then I looked at the second room, and it was their Tomo room. Hadn't worked on a room like that before, but it looked pretty simple. And then the third room, lo and behold, if it was not those turned out, that same GE room that I was so glad to see go. But luckily at Southside, someone had created a mass chart, so we didn't have to do that calculation in our head. So I made sure I made a copy of that to take with me, and that little mass chart still lives and breathes today. While technology has changed, one thing that remains consistent in our field is the need for caring and empathetic technologists. Patients will not always know how skilled you are. Now, the radiologist and your coworkers may, but patients may never know how skilled you are. But what they do know and what they will remember is how you treated them and how you made them feel. In this day and age, we live in the world of pay for performance. So our patient satisfaction scores coupled with our safety and quality really impacts the bottom line. But you know, that bottom line is not why we have to make sure we give patients a good experience. We need to do it because it's the right thing to do, and it's how you would want your family treated when you're in a facility getting procedures. No matter what the catchy phrase of that decade is, right now we use a lot of patient experience. It's been patient satisfaction, customer service. Doesn't matter what we call it. It's all the same in how we care for each other and care for our patients. And it's always just been very near and dear to my heart. Several years ago, I was asked to come and speak at what we called a Star Service Conference in Richmond for VCU, and they wanted me to talk about what was my why of why I went into healthcare. And I have a hard time saying no, thus why I'm here speaking with you today when they asked me. So I said I would do it, and I didn't give it much thought for a couple weeks, and as I was approaching the couple weeks right before the conference, because it was going to be about 300 or 400 people that I would be speaking in front of, I started thinking, man, what am I going to share with it? Because honestly, my why of when I went into healthcare is not that impressive. I grew up in a very small rural town. We did have 2 stoplights, but when I was a child, I lived, my grandparents farmed tobacco, so I grew up on a farm, since they had gotten out of that, so I knew I did not want to go into the farming industry. And it really wasn't a lot other than some factory work. So I contemplated, well, I want to do something where I help people, maybe a teacher or something in healthcare. Well, I have an older sister who was going to nursing school, and when you're a teenager, you do not want to be compared to your siblings. So I did not want to copy my sister, even though she's excellent nurse practitioner, has her doctorate. But back then, that's not what you want to do. I didn't want to follow in her footsteps. So when I was in high school, I don't know if y'all remember these little tests that you take, and they give you back, guidance may give you back this report, I'm not even sure if they still do it, about some things that you may be good at, some careers that you may want to consider. Well, radiologic technologist popped up on my list of suggestions. I had no clue what that was, but it sounded really cool. And we did not have Google, we did not have cell phones where you could search, so I actually had to go to the library to look up about what a radiologic technologist was. Then when I talked with my mom, she knew a couple people that did x-rays, in a local doctor's office. So we got some information, ended up calling this program, and I got accepted, and 28 years later, here I am. But like I said before, I was getting ready for this conference, and I was like, what am I going to share with them? And about a week before, my dad came into my facility. My mom just said, your daddy's not acting right. Well, that wasn't abnormal for her to say. I'm like, what do you mean he's not acting right? She says, he's just not acting right. Well, unfortunately, he had had a stroke, and he had to be shipped to VCU, where he had, I'm sure, a myriad of extremely intelligent healthcare professionals taking care of him. But when it's your family, you kind of lose sight of all the medical knowledge you have. But what I remember, and luckily he made almost a full recovery, but what I remember during his stay there were two specific people that really stood out to me. Now, I don't remember their names, but I remembered how they treated my family and myself and how they left us feeling. One of them was the lady from EVS. For about 3 or 4 days in a row, every day that she came in, she just made it a point to kind of make some lighthearted conversations, stop and talk with my dad, and just try to cheer him up and cheer us up every day. And that left an impression on us. The other one was the head of neurology that I don't even remember what his full title was, but I know he was the head. I think he was a neurosurgeon. But he had a gaggle of, I don't know if they were residents or interns, but a lot of people under him studying. And as they came in and they would evaluate my dad, they're feverishly writing notes and asking questions and answering the doctor's questions. And as soon as he kind of wrapped up, you could see they were ready to step out of the door. Well, that physician, who I'm sure was extremely busy and had a lot of other things to do that day, he made sure that he stopped, and he went over and he sat beside my mom because he wanted to make sure she was okay. He realized this was a potential life-altering event for our family, but he took that time to show that he cared, and it's more about just the patient and doing the job that you're there for. It's about that human touch. And so I was thinking, I was like, it really doesn't matter why I went into healthcare. Some people do have great stories of, what drove them into this profession. I said, it's more about that. It's about why do I stay in healthcare? Why have I stayed in healthcare for 28 years? It's being there for that patient when they're scared about a biopsy they're getting ready to have. It's reassuring that mother whose child was just in an accident and they don't know what the outcome is going to be. It's talking that person through an MRI who's claustrophobic and may even be a little bit embarrassed about the amount of anxiety they're feeling just for an MRI. It's the pride I feel when I get a call from a patient just raving over how one of my technologists made them feel so comfortable and even had them laughing and making it an enjoyable experience. I mean, that happened just this week. I had a patient, she left me a voicemail, but she wanted to know she was just so impressed with the care that she got at my facility, and our technologist, Rita, was just absolutely wonderful. She said she calmed every anxiety I had, and she encouraged me to ask as many questions as I wanted to and explained everything every single step of the way. She said it actually made it an enjoyable experience. And she was there for a barium enema, guys. We know that is not an enjoyable experience. So just make sure you never lose sight of the fact that the things that you're doing day to day in your jobs you're going to, they are your daily normal. They will be your daily normal. But it is not the daily normal for those patients that you're taking care of. So take that extra time, comfort them, give them that reassuring touch, Spend a few extra minutes to answer those questions and calm their fears, because you definitely can make an impact. Now, it would be amiss if I didn't congratulate you on successfully completing this program in the midst of a pandemic. The last year has truly been a challenge and uncharted waters for us all. To stay the course and roll with the punches, whether you know it or appreciate it right now or did at the time, that helped instill a skill set in you of resilience and thinking out of the box that will serve you well now and into the future. I know right now you all are probably just eager to get to work into the workforce and start earning that paycheck. But as you venture out, just remember to make sure you're a team player, that you're good with your coworkers. Be that coworker that everybody wants to work with. You know, life is tough enough, and we all have a lot of things that we're facing. And sometimes I think we just need to be able to show each other a little more grace. You spend a large part of your time with the people that you're going to work with. So have a little fun at work, too. It's good to laugh. You know, as long as you stay in professional and stay within your scope of practice and, you know, keep it that way, it's still good to have a good time and have some laughs. I know in school we had a lot of laughs. I'll share a couple stories with you. You know, when you have to go spend time in the radiologist's office, sitting with the radiologist, listen to them interpret. Well, we were, I don't even know if Dr. Cohen is still around now, but a group of our students were sitting in with Dr. Cohen, and he had to step out for a minute. So we were sitting there, and one of our jokesters in the class, he picked up that speech mic and was pretending like he was the radiologist. You know, we had learned some medical terminology. We knew some jargon. So he rattled off something on that speech mic where Dr. Cohen was coming back, so he set it back down. Luckily, the transcriptionist knew something was awry there, because that medical jargon probably did not make sense for whatever the study was that he was supposed to be reading. So we did get a little talking to about that, but it made for a laugh at the time. And another funny story, we were a tech. There was, you know, you have your preference of which technology, as students, you have your preference of what technologists you like to work with. Well, there was one technologist that was just a spitfire. She was a hard worker, but she always had us laughing, whether she was trying to or not, and just always had something going on. And she came in one day, and her shoes were filthy. And at the time, Mary Alice was in leadership there, and then Lily was in leadership. Is Lily still working there? Well, Lily always had on very pristine white clothes. Everything was freshly pressed. And I can't remember which one spoke to this tech about her dirty shoes. Well, the next thing we see she comes out strutting, proud as a peacock with those bright white shoes that she had on. She ended up going and polishing them with some leftover barium at the end of the day. It made for a good laugh, but I wouldn't recommend it, because by the end of the day, the barium was flaking off. But it's good to have some laughs. It's good for your soul. So without further ado, I want you to be encouraged to keep learning. You know, this is not the end. This is a milestone. But, you know, keep learning. Go back if you want an advanced degree, or learn a different modality, or just learning how to have some extra leadership skills and take on leader roles. You don't even have to have that title to truly be a leader in your field. So keep learning. Be a tech that is recalled as someone that is respected and just a delight to work with. And most importantly, go out there and create your own stay moments. Thank you.
My name is Susan Jarvis. I'm the Director of Student Services at Southside College of Health Sciences, and this morning I have the honor of presenting the Student Awards. Southside College of Health Sciences Award for Clinical Excellence is presented to the student who has consistently demonstrated applied clinical knowledge and ability, professionalism, leadership, and serves as a role model for their peers. The recipient of this award is selected by the faculty. The 2021 Diagnostic Medical Sonography Clinical Excellence Award is presented to Morgan Deans. It's a little difficult with the caps, sorry. I'll get the back. Congratulations, Morgan. Zippy. Southside College of Health Sciences Award for Academic Achievement is presented to the graduate with the highest cumulative grade point average. The 2021 Diagnostic Medical Sonography Academic Achievement Award is presented to Jacob Hansen. I would also like to take the time to recognize the following students who have passed the American Registry of Diagnostic Medical Sonography Board exam. In order to be a credentialed sonographer, the students were required to take a minimum of 2 board exams, a physics board exam and a specialty board exam in abdomen and/or OBGYN. Please stand at your seat to be acknowledged when I call your name and remain standing. Danny Babb. Morgan Deans. Kelly Giddings. Jacob Hansen. Destiny Landry. Kayla Lang. Aisha Makuza. Bria O'Neill. Congratulations. Please give these individuals another round of applause. You may be seated. Southside College of Health Sciences Award for Clinical Excellence is presented to the student who has consistently demonstrated applied clinical knowledge and ability, professionalism, leadership, and serves as a role model for their peers. The recipient of this award is selected by the faculty. The 2021 Radiation Sciences Clinical Excellence Award is presented to Morgan Tikachek. Morgan, I'm going to ask that you remain on stage, please. Southside College of Health Sciences Award for Academic Achievement is presented to the graduate with the highest cumulative grade point average. The 2021 Radiation Sciences Academic Achievement Award is presented to Morgan Tikachek. The American Registry of Radiologic Technologists is the world's leading credentialing organization in medical imaging. The ARRT promotes high standards of patient care by recognizing qualified individuals. We would like to take this time to recognize the following graduates who have completed and passed the national examination earning the credentials of Registered Radiologic Technologist. As I call your name, please stand at your seat to be acknowledged and remain standing. Zakia Bland. Christina Campbell. Nahid Chesty. Haley Culpepper. Kelsey Leatherwood. Megan Mays. Jessica McCoy. Rebecca Pugh. Kamitra Thorpe. Morgan Tikachek. Chelsea Tyler. And Chelsea Watkins. We can please give them another round of applause. You may be seated. I am pleased to present the 2021 Diagnostic Medical Sonography graduates from Southside College of Health Sciences. The graduates will be penned by their program director, Dr. Ziffy Thomas. Diagnostic Medical Sonography 2021 graduates, please rise and come forward as your name is called. Danny Babb. Danny hails from Colombia and did not speak English when she arrived in the U.S. 10 years ago. It took many years to get to the point where she could be accepted into the sonography program, and is now thrilled that all of her hard work is paying off. She would like to thank her classmates and teachers for their encouragement, as well as her husband for his love and support. She is very excited to begin putting everything she has learned at school into practice in the real world. Danny is graduating with honors. Morgan Deans. Morgan has lived in Matoaka and Chesterfield County for most of her life. Her favorite part of clinical experiences has been making her patients comfortable and bringing smiles to their faces. She will be working at Johnston Willis after graduation, and in the future would like to specialize in perinatology. Morgan is dedicating her hard work and this degree to her son Jackson, and thanks all her family and friends for their support, especially her Mimi and Pawpaw. Morgan is graduating with honors. Kelly Giddings. Kelly resides in Chester and enjoyed the hands-on experiences the DMS program gave her in lab and clinicals. Her favorite part of the program was working with the wonderful clinical instructors at the clinical sites she visited. After graduation, she will be working at Chippenham Hospital in the ultrasound department. In the future, she plans to become a registered in OBGYN and breast, with hopes to work in a women's clinic setting. Kelly would like to thank her husband, family, and friends, as well as her classmates, for their continuous love and support. Kelly is graduating with honors. Jacob Hansen. Jacob was born in New York and raised in Virginia. His favorite part of the DMS program was learning great scanning tips from all of the clinical instructors. He is excited to be entering a career that is vital in the diagnostic process. After graduation, he is planning to work at HCA John Randolph Tri-Cities and to achieve RVT certification within the next year. His long-term goal is to become a vascular sonographer. Jacob is graduating with honors. Destiny Landry. Destiny would like to thank everyone who has helped her accomplish her dream of becoming a sonographer. She is thankful to her professors and classmates for a journey that she will never forget. Most importantly, she would like to thank her family and friends for the continuous love and support shown along the way. We did it. Destiny is graduating with honors. Kayla Lang. Kayla is from Mechanicsville. Her favorite part of the clinical experience was getting to meet the other ultrasound technologists at the different sites. She enjoyed getting to work alongside them and growing her knowledge within the field. What excites her the most about her degree is that she can obtain additional certifications in multiple specialties. Kayla is proud to say that she has accepted a position at Chippenham Hospital working in general ultrasound. She plans to work and gain experience and eventually obtain OBGYN and pediatric sonography registries. She would like to thank the staff at SCHS for the amazing educational opportunities and her family for the love and support along the way. Kayla is graduating with honors. Aisha Makusa. Aisha was born and raised in Uganda and moved to the U.S. at 17 years old. Her favorite part about sonography is knowing that what she is doing will help doctors diagnose and treat patients. She also loves the interaction with the patients. Aisha is so excited to make a difference in the world. She would like to thank her family for all of their love and support, especially Kenneth. She loves you all and appreciates you. Aisha would like to extend a special thanks to her teachers for helping her along the way. Aisha is graduating with honors. Bria O'Neill. Bria is from Caroline County. Her favorite part of the clinical experience was working with different sonographers and learning new techniques. One thing that Bria found of interest with the program was the exposure to different clinical sites. She plans to work at an OBGYN office and get her OBGYN certification. Bria would like to thank her daughter, Aviana, her parents, Darius, and the rest of her family for their love and support. Bria is graduating with honors. I am pleased to present the 2021 Radiation Sciences graduates from Southside College of Health Sciences. The graduates will also be penned by their program director, Stacy Schell. Radiation Sciences 2021 graduates, please rise and come forward as your name is called. Zakia Lachey Bland. Zakia currently lives in Prince George County. She found the most exciting experience while in the program were the countless hands-on opportunities in and out of the classroom. After graduation, she will be working full-time at Chippenham Hospital. She plans to further her career in MRI. Zakia would like to thank her friends, family, and faculty for the love and support they gave her while attending the program. Cassidy Campbell. Cassidy was born and raised in Virginia. She has accepted a full-time job at John Randolph Medical Center and a PRN position at Southside Medical Center. Eventually, she plans to go into a different modality. She would like to thank everyone that has helped her get to where she is today. Christina Campbell. Christina is really looking forward to starting her new job as a radiologic technologist at Chippenham Hospital. What she loves most about her career is the varying opportunities and procedures she gets to do on a daily basis. Lastly, she would like to give a special thanks to her mom, Jacqueline, and her dad, Rowan, for all their support and sacrifices, which has helped her get to where she is today. Naheed Chesty. Naheed was born and raised in Afghanistan. She moved to the U.S. when she was 21 and has been living in Henrico. The reason she pursued a career in radiation sciences is because she has always wanted to give back to society and help in any way she can. After graduation, Naheed plans to work at Chippenham Hospital on overnight shifts and would love to explore CT in the near future. She extends thanks to her family and friends, especially her husband, who has been very supportive of her school and work. Naheed is graduating with honors. Haley Culpepper. Haley is from Etoka. Her favorite part of the radiation sciences program were the many new friends that she has made. What excites Haley the most about radiation sciences is being able to have a career that doesn't feel like a job to her. It's something she truly enjoys doing. After graduation, she will be working in CT at Southside Medical Center as well as Chippenham Hospital while studying to take her next registry in computed tomography. She would like to thank her family, friends, and boyfriend for supporting her and helping her to get where she is today. Kelsey Mackenzie Leatherwood. Kelsey is from Claremont and currently lives in Wakefield. She has enjoyed getting to meet so many people through this program and learn from each of them. Kelsey is excited that this program has allowed her to gain hands-on experience and feedback so that she will have the skills she needs to become a good X-ray tech. After graduation, she will be working at an orthopedic office and plans to continue her education in another modality. A huge thank you to Kelsey's parents, siblings, and fiance for supporting her through everything. Megan Taylor Mays. Megan is from Chesterfield, but hopes to move to Dinwiddie within the next few years. Her favorite part of the radiation sciences program was getting the opportunity to work in multiple healthcare settings and acquiring a variety of skills that she will use later in her career. Megan will be starting her career at Bon Secours Southside Medical Center in the CT department. She would like to thank her family for all their support, especially coming back after her accident. She would not have successfully made it through the program without you all. Megan is graduating with honors. Jessica McCoy. Jessica is from Culpeper and currently lives in downtown Richmond. Her favorite part of the radiation sciences program was making new friends and watching these friendships grow. Jessica will begin work at Southside Medical Center as an overnight technologist and plans to continue her career in MRI later down the road. Jessica would like to thank her family for their unconditional love and support during this program. Rebecca Pugh. Rebecca is from Prince George and currently lives in Amelia. She will be working in CT at Johnston Willis and eventually would like to work in interventional radiology. Her favorite part of the program was experiencing the different hospitals and being taught many different tips and tricks. All her thanks goes to her family and husband, who have 100% supported her throughout this program. Kamitra Thorpe. Kamitra was born and raised in Richmond. Her favorite part of the radiation sciences is knowing that she is playing a critical role in her patients' health. She has particularly enjoyed working closely with patients and being able to operate C-arms in surgical class. After graduation, she plans on working at Southside Medical Center and Chippenham. Her future goals are to become certified in MRI and eventually hold a supervisory role. Kamitra would like to thank her wonderful husband and lovely kids for sticking with her through this program and motivating her to continue. She would also like to thank her instructors and director for being there for her and getting her class through the program during a crazy pandemic. Kamitra is graduating with honors. Morgan Michelle Tikachek. Morgan has really enjoyed getting to know her classmates and the different technologists at all the clinical sites. Her favorite part of the program was being able to rotate through the different modalities within radiology. She is beginning her career in CT at Henrico Doctors Forest. She would like to thank her parents and boyfriend for all of their support and encouragement throughout the program. Morgan is graduating with honors. Chelsea Tyler. Chelsea was born and raised in Richmond. She enjoys her time during the radiation science program, but is happy it's finally over. Chelsea is excited that she can help people and get paid doing it. She will be working at Chippenham Hospital in X-ray with a future goal of advancing to MRI. Chelsea would like to thank God, her family, and friends for sticking it out with her through a global pandemic. Chelsea Marie Watkins. Chelsea is a Prince George County native currently residing in Chester. Her favorite thing about the program was the friendships made and the knowledge she has gained. She has accepted a position at Southside Medical Center and John Randolph Medical Center with an educational goal to specialize in MRI or mammography. She would like to give a special thanks to her husband for his continuous support, her mom for being her biggest cheerleader, and her daughter for being her greatest motivation. I will now ask our Vice President, Ms. Swanford, to come back in.
Will the 2021 graduates and candidates for graduation please rise? By virtue of the power vested in me by the Bon Secours Richmond Board of Directors and Southside Medical Center, I declare you a graduate of Southside College of Health Sciences with all the rights, privileges thereto pertaining. The graduation tassel is a symbol of success. The reason why you place the tassel on the right side of the cap is because that you have earned the right to graduate. Turning the tassel to the left after graduating is symbolic of crossing over into another stage of your life. Once graduation is over, don't throw your tassel in a box and just forget about it. Be proud of your achievement and display it as a reminder of how far you've come. Wherever you choose to place your tassel, be sure to look at it often, as it will remind you of your success and give you hope for the future. Graduates, now that you have received your diplomas, you may now turn your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left. Congratulations. You may now be seated, and I will ask Joseph Masawi to come forward for the benediction.
Congratulations, graduates. And as we prepare to depart, I offer this benediction, but I invite you to put your hands before you. Look at them. Look at the palms of your hands. Look at them before you. Those hands that you see are hands of blessing. They are hands of healing. They are hands of comfort. As mentioned earlier, you see patients at their most vulnerable moments, and it's those hands of comfort. I invite you, every time you wash your hands, you sanitize your hands, you hand sanitize as you prepare to do a procedure, and you rub that hand sanitizer into your hands. Use that time as a reminder that your hands are holy, that your hands are a ministry of healing, that your hands provide that comfort. I'll read a reflection from St. Teresa of Avila that I think encapsulates this, and then close with prayer. But thank you for being healers. Thank you for that care, that comfort that you provide, for the way that you seek and support people in their moments of need. And she writes, Christ has no body but yours, no hands, no feet on earth but yours. Yours are the eyes through which he looks compassion on this world. Yours are the feet with which he walks to do good. Yours are the hands with which he blesses all the world. Yours are the hands, yours are the feet, yours are the eyes, you are his body. And let us pray. O loving God, as we prepare to move forward this day, we ask that you bless the hands of our graduates as a reminder of their participation in your healing ministry. May they always remember how greatly loved and appreciated they are. May they always be reminded of the blessing that they are to the patients and their families that they serve and they seek. And ultimately, Lord, may you enable all of us to more fully represent your healing and your love to those we serve. We ask all these things in your holy name. Amen.
behalf of the administration, faculty, and staff of Southside College of Health Sciences, we want to wish each graduate a warm congratulations on your accomplishment. We now ask that all guests remain in the auditorium until all graduates and faculty have exited the auditorium. Everyone please rise for the recessional of graduates and faculty. Thank you all for coming. You may exit the auditorium.